Hey guys, it is time to find out what I did read for Final Book Support Group this weekend. Hey guys, if you are new here, welcome to The Book Path. I'm Nicole, and if this isn't your first rodeo, thanks for sticking around. Please excuse my... I got a new lip gloss, and it's a little... it's shiny. It's okay. We'll roll with it. It's, you know what? It is hard to find a lip gloss that it's not sticky, doesn't taste bad, and doesn't have one of those like lip plumper thingies, because I don't need that. But anyway, as you guys know, last weekend was Final Book Support Group, and this time it did have a bingo kind of prompt with it. Did I finish all the prompts? No. Did I complete some things? Yes I did, and I am actually very happy with what I completed. So first off, let's go ahead and talk about the non kind of bookish prompts. The first one was to share your T.B.R. on your socials. I went ahead and I did that, so if you guys saw that out there on Instagram or Twitter, then yay. Was it all achieved? No, but it's okay to look at. Otherwise, there was take part in a sprints, and I did take part in sprints on both Saturday and Sunday. I had family visiting on Friday, so I wasn't able to partake in those, but I did participate in the sprints. And then as far as self-care goes, I just counted being able to sit down and actually read for more than I normally do as my self-care. Otherwise, it was, having a snack here and there and just doing good, taking care of what I can, So I did do a little bit of self-care in there. So I did kind of achieve all three of those non-bookish prompts. As far as the prompts I did not get to, I did not end up reading a graphic novel or manga or doing my continue a series. For those, I had selected the Kiss Him Not Me manga. I had seen the anime of this and thought it was just like really funny and cute. So I decided, I was like, I'll just pick these up from Libby and read both these because they're easy manga. And I didn't get a chance to read them because I was reading other stuff. And I'm okay with that because I have seen the manga. I have seen the anime and I loved that. And not having to read the manga just means that it was one series that I didn't have to start, because obviously one of the goals for 2024 is to end series that we've been reading, not begin new ones until we've actually, gotten rid of some of the other ones. So I did not do that one. And then sadly, the other one I did not get to was the book subscription one, which was Iron Flame. I know this is one that they said that Fourth Wing and Iron Flame were coming out in book subscriptions, so they would count it, because I don't get book subscriptions yet. I would love to in the future, but not right now. But I did have Iron Flame. I did not get to this one because she's like 600 pages or something long, and trying to get this done on top of the other book prompts in the span of a weekend. I knew it probably wasn't going to happen, but I'm not stressing because this is definitely on my radar and on my list to get done in the next few months. So we will be getting to this. So like I said, I'm not stressing about it. So then what did we get done? So basically, first up, I ended up picking up my final book selection, and that was A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This is the third and final book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. This one kind of picks up where you have the main character, Evangeline, not really having her memories due to something that happens in book 2. And so she's trying to sort out the truth of the situation that she's happened to come into now. Who's telling the right, who's telling the wrong. It's a lot of her trying to figure it out. And then it does go into a little bit more of the background of the Jacks of Hearts and kind of his story, a little bit more of the story of the underlying families that are kind of at the root of everything that has been going on with the characters Evangeline has met so far in this series. I really enjoyed it. I ended up giving this one, I think this got 4 stars. It was very cute, actually very kind of almost cozy, even though it had some very kind of grisly scenes in it. It did have some cute, little lines. There was one where it says, one of the things I loved was when Jax was like trying to hold on to Evangeline, and it said, he would have set the world on fire and then let it all burn just to keep holding her like this. And I was just like, okay, that was great. And then the other character, Lala, was like, what's the point of having friends if they're not there to support your bad decisions? So I'm like, those were just some of the funny, little quips in there that I really enjoyed. So it was a really good series. Kind of sad to leave it, because I really did like the little fantasy world that was created with this. However, there was a little teaser line in the end of this where they mention, this story's now done, but don't be afraid, because there are many other stories to happen. So if Stephanie Garber does make some other series come out of this world, but is like other characters, I'm going to pick it up, because I did kind of enjoy the world, and I don't feel like we got as much immersion into it as we would have. It had select scenes, mostly estates, manors, and like a forest or two. So I really wanted to see more of the people and the shops, because the little streets with the shops with their little kind of genius names and their dragon roasted apples, I'm like, it was just a really cute kind of world, and I wanted a little bit more immersion in there, which is probably why I ended up with 4 stars. But still really enjoyed the series. Now it is done. So that is a series completed in 2024. So yay! After that, I ended up picking up my most anticipated sequel, and for that one, I picked up Twisted Secrets by Katie Roberts. This is the 3rd book in her O'Malley Mafia series, where we follow all the siblings of the O'Malley faction, I guess, of the mafias that run over by Boston. And in this one, we are following Killian, who I think is the 3rd oldest brother, and then his love interest, Olivia. And you end up finding out pretty early on that Olivia is the half-sister of the Romanoff. I think his name was Andre. I can't remember his name. Dimitri. Is it Dimitri? So Olivia is the half-sister of Dmitry Romanoff, who we've met in the 2nd book with Kerrigan. And she had a run-in relationship, or a quick relationship, with one of the right-hand man of the Romanoffs, Sergei, and basically has a baby girl and doesn't want to be part of the Romanoff family. So she has run away to Boston to kind of hide it out and try to make a way for her and her daughter. And of course, she runs into Killian, and Killian is kind of your recovering party playboy type. And I gotta say, it must be something about book 3 in Katie Roberts' series that I just love, because I gave this 5 stars. I adored this. I loved Killian O'Malley. He is definitely going into like my top 10, fictional guys, because he was great. He flirted a little bit, but not in the way that you would picture like a playboy to kind of make his moves. He was just very respectful, very kind of sweet about it. And then he kind of dove right in to support her in any way, shape, or form like that she needed, and he was there for her. And like when he would kind of get flirty with her and say kind of like these suggestive things, like it fit. And I loved Olivia in the sense that she's a very strong girl, very strong, independent girl. But what I liked about her that's different from other kind of like strong, independent, like badass type of female characters is there comes a point where there's a choice that has to be made, and a lot of the badass kind of female characters try to maintain that independent power, whatever it is, and it goes into like being idiotic for me, where I'm just like, you're just gonna make it worse by trying to like do this. Like, it's not bad to reach out for help when you need it, and that is the one thing that I really liked with Olivia, is that she tried to maintain it, especially because she's a single mom, but at the same time she knew when she was in over her head, and she knew when to ask for help, and she knew when to be vulnerable. And the same thing was with Killian, is he knew when to be decisive, and he knew when to be supportive, even though he had like that playboy background and nobody was kind of taking him seriously for things. So I really, really enjoyed this. And like I said, this was book 3 in this series, and book 3 in her Dark Olympus series was the Wicked Beauty, and so far in the Dark Olympus series, that's been my favorite story out of the entire series. So apparently, if she writes a new series, I'm gonna have to like see if the book 3 in that series is gonna be my favorite too. But I really, really enjoyed this one. It was everything it needed to be, and yes, it had some spice in there as well. But reality, even if it didn't have the spice, the story was really great in this. So now we are all caught up in the Twisted, in the O'Malley family series that she has. We are all caught up until the next one comes out. And then for my final book was the poll pick that we did, where I ended up choosing, because it was pretty much a 50-50 split between continuing a series and then doing a final book. And since the goal is to finish up series, duology, set, whatever, I ended up going with the final book again. And for that, I ended up picking Unravel the Dusk, because this had been sitting on my shelf for a little bit. This is the sequel to Spin the Dawn. It is written by Elizabeth Lim, who she wrote the Six Crimson Crames series. If I can speak, she wrote the Six Crimson Cranes series that had the Dragon's Promise, which I still have to read the Dragon's Promise. I read the first part in that. Funny enough, they do make reference to that story in here. This one I ended up giving 3 stars. It wasn't bad, and it actually, towards the end, there's kind of this like epic battle showdown. But for the majority, like 200, 250, maybe even like I want to say about like this much of the book, even though there was a lot of action and a lot of story plot points going, I was just kind of like floating along with it. I wasn't hooked into it. I was just floating along, and it wasn't anything bad. It was a story, and the story was good. You know, it was decent. It was what it was needing to be. It just wasn't pulling me in the way that the first book in this series did. And I don't know if that was just more to do with what was kind of going on. I don't know if it was I can't explain it to you. It's just, it didn't hook me as well as I wanted it to, and the action that did start hooking me wasn't until the very end, and I kind of already by that point figured out where I thought the story was going to go. And then when the main character, when Maya kind of reaches her, I guess the apex of her development, or what's going to happen with her, because she in the first book, she's made a bargain with a demon, and now that's kind of, you know, coming up to bite her in the butt there. And she's starting to turn, and she's kind of struggling with who she is and what she can remember, and protecting her friends and loved ones, and not giving over to the darkness, and trying to, you know, still be whatever. And so when she has to like kind of transform, I guess it would be, that one, I get it, but it still felt a little easy as a way to kind of solve the issue of what happened for her, and I'm not going to give that away. There was a scene in here where I did get a little bit of a choke up in here, that had to do with some family appearances and things, and relationships, and it was just really, really sweet and endearing, and I thought that was really nice. And I know she's kind of done that in a couple of other books, because there is, I feel like the underlying into this is like the family bonds and the family support and love that you get from not from usually one one parental unit, or one parental figure, I guess you would say, like, because usually, I don't know, it seems to be like a single parent household in a lot of these in ways, but there is love and understanding from that parent, and then, but more to do with the sibling bonds in these books, which are just really, you know, well done, very supportive, very loving, and I thought that was really nice. You know, there's not, you know, drama on that sense, and they do come from, you know, good loving homes, I feel, for these characters, which was nice. But you know, brilliantly described colors, food scenarios, things like that, and I enjoyed it. It just, like I said, I just felt floating along. I didn't feel really hooked in, but 3 stars, finished it. So I am now done with this set in duology. So for this, So for at least these two, I have finished 2 series. And with that, Final Book Support Group is done. Now I can go back to finishing some of the other series that I had started this month. There are a few things that I do have to get done with before February comes, because February is looking like it is going to be all kinds of drama. There's a lot going on in February. So stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys are all doing well. If you participated in Final Book Support Group, let me know what you guys were able to read. If you have read any of these books, did you like them? What were your thoughts? And just let me know how you guys are doing in the comments below. I hope you guys are all doing well, staying healthy and staying warm. I know that there is some pretty freakish weather going on all around, so just, you know, stay safe and wish you guys the best. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.